Hello and good evening. Today it's Sunday, October 29th, 2023. And guys, I'd like to start by apologizing for the lack of videos. It sucks that it's been over a month since my last video on here, and unfortunately, truth is, I just haven't had the time that I've wanted to sit down and make videos as of late. I just have been very busy, and I just haven't had time to sit down and put videos together. It sucks, but unfortunately, that's the way it's been. So hopefully that's going to start to change, but like I've said in past videos, I can't guarantee it either, which is unfortunate. But anyway, I want to do a rant video today because I'm really disappointed with the TV rights deal with Major League Soccer, or Major League Soccer's TV rights deal. So yesterday I was home from work earlier than I usually am on a Saturday, and I was thinking, oh hey, the Whitecaps are playing game one of their best-of-3 series against LAFC. Now, usually in Major League Soccer in recent years, they've done the playoffs as sudden death single knockout games. And honestly, I thought that was a pretty cool format, but now they've decided to change it to best-of-3 series, which I actually don't mind that either. It's a little bit unconventional for soccer because I'm used to the traditional 2-game leg format, which I gotta admit, I'm not the biggest fan of that format, but I understand why it's still around because it's so ingrained in the tradition of soccer that you can't expect South America or Europe or the Middle East or Asia even to ever drift away from that format. I just don't think that'll ever happen. It's too ingrained in the sport. But at least here in North America, the fact that Major League Soccer is obviously a lot newer than a lot of European leagues, for example, or even South American leagues, the fact they have a little bit more, I think they have a little bit more ability to change their playoff formats like they have. And I think a best-of-3 series is actually pretty cool. I mean, it gives both teams a chance to play in front of their home crowds, and it probably puts more money in the pockets of Major League Soccer. I mean, I'm just saying. But anyway, I tried to watch the game between the Whitecaps and LAFC yesterday, and unfortunately, I found out that the game was only available if you have Apple's streaming service, Apple TV. And obviously, I don't. Or I wouldn't be making this video. What can I say? But yeah, I looked on, and then I went on their website, and I tried to look around for out of curiosity, who's going to carry the other 2 games, at least the next game and game 3 if the Whitecaps win game 2. And it turns out that only game 2 of this best-of-3 series will be televised on TSN here in Canada. And I have to admit, I am really disappointed. I mean, I understand that now Major League Soccer does have a TV rights deal with Apple TV, where Apple TV does carry some regular season games now. And I'm sure it's the same way in the United States too, where you have to have their streaming service in order to catch some of the games throughout the season, or a good number of them. And even this season, I've had a couple family members asking me, well, why aren't some of the Whitecap games on TSN? Well, I had to tell them that now they have a new TV rights deal where in some cases you can only see the games if you have Apple TV. And even in the NFL, I'll jump over there too, because it's part of what I'm talking about, that last season they started exclusively having their Thursday night games only available through Amazon Prime. Now, thankfully, here in Canada, we can still watch the Thursday night games on TSN. But in the United States, I think the only way you get the Thursday games is through Amazon exclusively. I don't think there is a public TV network like CBS or Fox or NFL Network or, I don't know, FS1 or something, for example, that carries the game as well for anybody who doesn't have Prime. So I've heard a lot of football fans in the States weren't particularly happy about that move. But at the same time, I also know for a fact that a lot of people have been cutting cable and satellite TV in favor of streaming services, because obviously it's cheaper to pay like $22, $25, $30 a month for one streaming service than it is to pay $100 a month for cable TV. And a lot of people, they've been looking at it, it's like, well, hey, I have all these channels I don't watch. Why am I paying for them? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I agree with a lot of people that a lot of modern shows aren't very good anymore. A lot of the content that they make, they don't write shows like they used to. They're not as funny, they're not as entertaining, and they're not as well written. I mean, there's a reason why there are YouTube channels like The Critical Drinker that have absolutely taken off with big followings in recent years, because, as I say, I think a lot of people would agree with me that a lot of modern TV shows and movies just aren't very good anymore. So anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that a lot of people have gone over streaming services. But, you know, it sucks that there's games that are only available through Apple TV for Major League Soccer. It sucks that Thursday night games are only on Amazon Prime in the US. At least in my opinion. You might feel otherwise, and if you do, we'll just have to agree to disagree. But at the bare minimum, I think all playoff games should be on public television. I think the fact that 2 out of the 3 games in the Whitecaps LAFC series alone are only available on Apple TV is ridiculous. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to go sign up for a $12.99 Canadian plus tax a month streaming service just to watch 1 or 2 games. I'm not going to do it. It's just not worth my time and money. It just ain't. I mean, here in Canada, we have TSN and Sportsnet. Luckily, I have both on my TV. But you just can't expect the ratings to really be that good with Apple TV. I just don't believe that their ratings are going to be that good. I mean, if I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong, but I think their TV ratings would be substantially better if the games were on TSN. Or in the case of LAFC, if their games were on a public TV network, like, I don't know, ESPN or Fox Sports 1 or whatever. And I have to admit, I'm really disappointed. I was looking forward to watching a playoff game last night, and I couldn't watch it because it's on a streaming service. I don't know. For me, I don't like this at all, personally. Now, how do you feel about it? I'm going to try to keep this video short so I don't go on too long. But anyway, how do you guys feel about this? Do you agree with me? Do you think that at least the playoff games should be on public television? I mean, I think personally all games should be on public television or main networks, not streaming services. But at the bare minimum, all playoff games should be on main networks. Do you agree with me on that? Do you agree with anything else I've said in the video, or do you disagree? Feel free to leave your comments down below. I'd be curious to hear how you guys feel about this. But with that, I will keep this video at about 10 minutes in length. So with that, guys, feel free to comment down below. I hope the video was worth your time if you listened to it all the way through. And until my next video, you guys, take care. And as always, bye for now.